Why does it feel like a genuine victory when a manhwa hero finally defeats his enemy? But after your actual work week ends, all you feel is exhausted. Same amount of time, same level of effort, completely different result in your brain. Today, we find out exactly why. There is a reason you read in secret, at night, alone, when the house is quiet and no one is watching. And it is not because you are avoiding something. It is because adult life slowly takes 5 specific things from your brain. Things it needs, things it was built to expect. And manhwa is the only place most adults are quietly getting them back. I call them the 5 hungers. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly which one drove you to open your phone last night. Let's go. There are 5 specific things that adult life slowly takes from you. And manhwa gives each one of them back in a different way. At least 3 of them are going to feel like I pulled them out of your life. Here they are. Hunger number 1. Agency. You spend most of your days reacting to emails, reacting to emergencies, reacting to other people's decisions. You make choices, yes, but how many of those choices actually feel like yours? How many times this week did you do something not because you wanted to, but because you were the one standing there? Now think about what happens when you open a manhwa where the main character looks at a status screen and picks a skill. They choose every time, and the world responds. They enter a dungeon, and it has consequences. They train, and the training produces results. They fight, and the fight has a winner. The character has agency. And for the 40 minutes you spend reading that chapter, so do you. The feeling that your decisions actually matter. That is what manhwa gives back. Hunger number 2. Justice. You have watched someone less qualified get the promotion. You have seen someone take credit for your work. And in a room where the wrong person was praised and the right person was invisible, you said nothing. Not because you are weak, because you calculated the cost of speaking up and decided it was not worth it. That silent calculation leaves a mark. And then you read a revenge manhwa. A character is wronged, betrayed, left for dead. And then, slowly, methodically, chapter by chapter, they dismantle every person who wronged them. No politics, no silent calculations, just justice, clean, complete, unapologetic. Kill the hero, second life ranker, return of the disaster class hero. These are not power fantasies, they are justice fantasies. And for adults who spend their real lives watching justice fail on a regular basis, that distinction matters more than you think. Hunger number 3. Visible growth. When was the last time you could actually see yourself getting better? Not a vague performance review, not a slow, invisible crawl towards something you cannot measure. Actual, visible, measurable growth. Children experience this constantly. They learn words, they ride bikes, they get taller. Growth is visible, daily, constant. Adults experience it almost never. You improve at your job so gradually it is invisible. You grow as a person so slowly it is imperceptible. And nobody gives you a progress bar. Manhwa gives you a progress bar. Every training arc, every new ability, every level gained. The character's growth is visible, rapid, and celebrated. The beginning after the end does this beautifully. Arthur Lewin moves from mana core to mana core, each one harder to achieve and more satisfying to reach. You feel his growth because the story shows it to you, clearly, visually, without ambiguity. That clarity is what your real life cannot give you, and your brain craves it. Hunger number 4. Being seen. You are good at something that no one in your daily life fully understands or fully appreciates. Maybe you solve problems people do not even realize exist. Maybe you carry weight no one sees. Maybe you have spent years getting good at something and everyone thinks it just comes naturally. You are not asking for applause. You just wish, sometimes quietly, that someone would notice. This is the emotional engine behind every man where the main character is underestimated. Omniscient Reader gives you Kim Dokja, an ordinary office worker, the most invisible person in any room, and the only one who knows how to save the world. Every time someone underestimates him, and every time he proves them wrong without needing their approval, something in you exhales. Because that is what recognition feels like when you have been invisible for a long time. Hunger number 5. Meaning. Some days feel like filler episodes. You wake up, you handle things, you go to sleep. And somewhere between the alarm clock and the pillow, you wonder, briefly, quietly, what the point of that day was. In a manhwa, every chapter matters. Every loss leads to something. Every failure becomes fuel for a comeback. Every pain has a purpose in the story. Real life does not work that way. Pain is not always a setup for a triumphant return. Sometimes Tuesday is just Tuesday. But for 40 minutes, inside a manhwa's world, you exist in a narrative where everything connects, where suffering means something, where the arc bends toward resolution. That is not an escape from meaning. That is a reminder that meaning exists. And sometimes, that reminder is enough to get you through the next real day. Now I want you to think about timing. Not the manhwa itself, the moment in your life when you found it. Because the genre you were drawn to tells a story about where you were. If you found system manhwa, leveling, dungeons, skill trees, during a time when your career felt stuck, that is not a coincidence. If you found revenge manhwa during a time when something deeply unfair happened to you, that is not a coincidence either. If you found reincarnation manhwa, stories about second chances, do-overs, during a time when you felt trapped by decisions you could not undo, your brain was telling you something before you were ready to hear it. And if you found emotional manhwa, family, grief, identity, during a time when you were quietly going through something you had not told anyone about, then you already know why that manhwa felt different. It was not fiction, it was company. You reach for the story that mirrors the hunger. And the timing is almost never an accident. So here is the reframe. You are not escaping reality when you read manhwa. You are maintaining yourself. Think about what happens after a good reading session. You close the chapter, you put the phone down, and you feel, this is the part people never talk about, slightly more ready for tomorrow. Because for 40 minutes, your brain got something it was starving for. Agency, justice, growth, recognition, meaning. Whichever one was missing, the manhwa provided, and your brain recalibrated. You are not running from reality. You are recharging for it. Runners stretch. Musicians tune. Athletes rest. You read. That is not weakness. That is maintenance. And the fact that your form of maintenance involves dungeons, shadow armies, and status screens, that just means your brain has excellent taste. You already knew this. You knew it before you clicked on this video. You just never heard anyone say it out loud. Now, someone has. So, now I have a question for you. Which of the 5 hungers is the loudest in your life right now? Agency, justice, growth, being seen, meaning. Drop the word in the comments. One word, that is all. And when you look at the other comments, you will realize you are not alone. You are not the only adult reading at 1 in the morning. You are not the only one who cannot explain why a manhwa chapter hit harder than anything else this week. There are thousands of you. You just never had a place to find each other. This is ManhwaPhoenix, built for adults who read. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.